Welcome back to Iron Archery Outdoors, guys. So we did a little upgrade, and I was kind of anticipating it for a while, but at the same time, I was kind of surprised in the same way that I decided to do it, for a few reasons. But so far, everything's been really good, and I'm excited. So we're going to kind of break into what we decided, or what I decided to do, and what I'm getting out of it, and my first impressions, basically. Not really first impressions, but the beginning of everything. So we decided to upgrade from the old Elite. We went to the Hoyt AX-2 29, and so far I've been pretty impressed. It's hard to go away from the set technology off the old Elite, so going away from that, a little bit weird. It was a tough decision to go from this or the Elite Artist. It was tough to go away from that set technology because it is so awesome. But I wanted to try something new, and I've always liked the feel of Hoyt. They've always felt good, they've always performed good, and I never hear any weird things with them. My Matthews with the lift axe, they had the limb problem, but from what it sounds like, they've pretty well taken care of that. But it just didn't fit right to me. The Elite Artist did feel really good, it fit me well, it held good, shot good, it was quiet, it was fast. A lot of things. So did this. The one thing I kind of felt a little better off this was the grip. I've always liked Hoyt grips. For now, I'm shooting with the grip. In the future, I very well might just shoot right off the riser, but we'll see. We'll see how my groupings stay out at long range. But a couple things I transitioned from the Elite to this one were my new Excel driver. This sight has been absolutely awesome. If you thought about getting one, I highly recommend go look at them. It is absolutely worth a look at, and a definite upgrade from the Landslide. A lot of people have been kind of wondering about the first, second axis being combined in one. I'm gonna tell you right now, it has been awesome. I have had no issues with it. I put it on my Elite, set my first, second axis, everything was true, went really good. And then I ended up bolting onto here, and it was pretty much dead nuts. Mind you, I plumb everything off the string, so some people like doing it off the riser, whatever. I prefer it off the string, works good for me. That and the bars, I stayed with the Control Freak Smack 500 bars. They've been a great bar. They're a very stiff micro bar, and they've been running really good. One thing I will say that was a little bit kind of weird, it almost seemed a little bit hard. I wouldn't say hard, but different to get enough weight to the back. Like my others with my Elite, I had 6 ounces in the back and 2, maybe 3 ounces in the front, and I was running a 15-inch bar on the front, and it balanced out really nice. This one I ended up putting 8 in the back, 2 in the front, and I actually seemed to hold better running it back up to the original stabilizer mount up here rather than running it off the lower one. For me, it seems to hold better. What I actually ended up doing is I ran my 8-inch bar for my back with 8 ounces, my 10-inch bar up here with 2 ounces, and it balanced out really good. Then I got the 2.0 sticks with their little Hoyt stubby. I just left that down there. With those, I got the Hoyt 4-arrow 2-piece quiver, which I'm going to talk to a little bit, something that I did with this, which is really awesome. And I went to the new upgraded Hamsky Epsilon V2. There's a couple little things they did with that, good upgrades, but I'm going to talk about a couple things to do with that will save some headaches down the road. Other than that, so far, I shot my Elite Envision at a 27.5 inch. This one, I'm running at a 28. That's what comes out, feels good. I'm running at an 85%, and this is an 80 pounder, which if you watch the other videos, I went to 80 pound limbs at my Envision at 85%, felt good, shot it good. That's what I wanted. Went to this. This is only a 75 to 85. I believe the Envision, I think it's 75 to 90 or 70 to 90, something like that. But anyway, but so far it's been really good. It's fast, it's quiet. It's like 79.7, 79.8 pounds. At 28 inches with 405 grain arrow, I'm shooting 315 feet per second. That's moving pretty good with a relatively shorter draw. And to kind of bounce back with the performance difference with these mods that they did with this HBX Gen 4 cam. So I have the 27.25 to 28 inch draw. I started at 27.5. It didn't feel terrible, but I went to 27.75. Then it was pretty good, but I felt like maybe it was just a tiny smidge short. So yes, I probably could have just lengthened the D loop a little bit, but it was kind of on the longer side now as it was. So I don't really want to go any longer. So I went to 28. It feels pretty good. If anything, it feels just a smick on the long. I mean, very minimal, which when I changed, I'm still kind of adjusting my up and low for my knock height, but it's pretty darn close. But when I go to change from this BCY24 to the BCY23, I personally prefer the 23 D loops over 24. You could it's a little more flimsy, less torque in the string. And honestly, I get plenty of shots out of a 23. So I've never had one break. I've ran a lot of arrows through them, but that's just my take on that. But I'll shorten it just a little bit when I switch, and I think it'll be pretty well money. But through and through, it's been really good. Right now, basically from this setup to my old setup, I'm about 1.25 pounds lighter, which is a little different. I mean, I've kind of favored the heavier side of things. I mean, some guys might say, well, 7 pounds, and that's still a heavy bow. Well, when you get used to it, it doesn't really feel that bad. But going back to the other things, what I'm going to recommend doing, I did on my Epsilon as well, but on this V2, what they did is these mounting screws for your loosen for your up and down. To raise your rest up and down, they put them on the outside of the bow rather than on the original Epsilon. They were right here on the inside. It was kind of a weird spot to get to, so they put them to the outside out here, which is super awesome. Thank you, Hamsky, for doing that. And the bottom, kind of a little trickier to see it, but under here where they got your sets screws for your ups and downs, it's kind of weird to see it. Right here for your ups and downs are underneath. They're little Allen head screws rather than screws that are exposed like on the Epsilon. The V2, they just changed it a little bit. I like it. Kind of a little more sleek look, whatever. It comes out nice. Then I went to the Hoyt back bar adapter. Other than that, the other thing I'm going to talk about is if you have the stretch quiver from Elite, where they have these little knobs. I'm going to say this right now. What two-piece quivers they mount on with a little screw, okay? Which holds them to your bracket that holds on here, that holds to here, okay? The screw will go in here. Well, these little knobs that work on your stretch quiver also fit on the detachable quiver, the two-piece. So what I did is now all I got to do is loosen these up, and I have a little bit more. Oh, come on. course, I didn't go quite far enough on the top one, so that's turned into a horrible event. But I have a detachable 2-piece quiver. I can still take it off in a pinch, whatever, and all I gotta do, slap that back on, tighten that one up, go down, put the bottom one back on, and bam, my 2-piece quiver is back on and solid. So I'm happy I did this. It is very awesome because I know a lot of guys are like, well, I don't want a 2-piece because I can't take it off. You know, if I want to take it off in a pinch, whatever, I gotta take an Allen wrench, take it off. Well, do the little upgrade, put them little knobs on there, make it a detachable 2-piece quiver. Super awesome. Super, super awesome. So far, this has been shooting really good. I mean, right out of the bat, I basically got a rough tune on it and got a rough guess to where I was going to be on my sight. To 80, I kind of walked it back a little bit, but I got it pretty close to 80, and I was shooting 6-inch groups at 80 with it, and that was with an unfamiliar release too. I'm shooting the stand Axis, this little guy. It's a pretty sweet little release, but it's quite a bit, I mean, I shouldn't say quite a bit different, but it's different than my Onyx. For one, the hook is on the opposite side. The Onyx is on this side. The Onyx, you can adjust your third finger. This one you can't. This one I feel a little bit of travel in the trigger, which the Onyx you don't. You can adjust that though. So I'm still kind of getting used to this. The reason being is I'm having my Onyx in for some warranty work. I managed to break off this lever where your barrel and your peg attached to somehow. I don't really understand how I did it, but that broke, so I got that sent out. So I'm getting used to this one. So getting used to the bow, getting used to a new release, shooting 6-inch group at 80. I'm not complaining one bit. And that was kind of before. I mean, I still had my other bar down here. The weights are a little bit different, and now it's holding really good. So I'm kind of curious what my groups will be like at 80 now, and especially once I get my other Onyx back, the release I've been tried and true with for a couple of years, and very familiar with it, obviously. What I'll be able to do. But other than that, so far very impressed. Being it's a shorter bow, it's a 29 9/16 axle to axle, and a riser length of about 26. So for being a pretty short riser and an ATA, it holds very well. I'm actually very surprised at how well it holds. I mean, I've shot 32, 33-inch bows that didn't hold this good. I know that. So if you've been kind of eyeing up one of these 29s or didn't want to go to a 29 because you want to stay to a longer axle like a 32, you know, for a better hold, don't overlook it. Go shoot it. Because you might be surprised how well this short little guy actually holds on target. I'm quite impressed. So I'm really excited to get this thing in the woods this year. It's going to be fun. And from last year's setup to now, basically I've jumped 15, 16 foot-pounds energy. So it's a pretty good change. So I'm excited on that side of it too, for sure. And I think I've kind of fell into a realm of a bow that suits my style very well. And I'm very excited on what's going to go on down the road. But as far as the cam systems with, I mean, other than shimming cams, you know, whatever, you get used to it. It's whatever, you know, once you get it, run it. But the cam system is very simple, and I really like it. You literally 2 screws. You don't even have to take them all the way out. You just take this screw and that screw. You just loosen them up, slide your mods, tighten them up. You don't even got to take them all the way out to move it. So that's super nice. Haven't messed with the hard back wall and the extra hard. I'm running it extra hard, and I like it a lot, so I'm leaving it. But as far as the new cam system with this different module, it's been really cool. And I'm a firm believer as how they're running the system to get better efficiencies out of a module per draw length. Because honestly, from 27.5 to 28, I didn't really see a whole lot of variance in feet per second. I mean, I think I'm going to say 3 to 5. It kind of fell in there. 3 to 5 feet per second difference with a 1/2 inch, which isn't overly abnormal. Not completely, but showing what that deviation from the top of the mod toward the bottom of the mod, how efficient you excuse me, how efficient you really are on that lower end, which is huge. I mean, I definitely wasn't getting that out of my other one. But mind you, the Envision was a little bit slower IBO. But I mean, at a 27.5, 80 pounds, 85%, with that at the same thing, that IBO is 6 feet per second slower. I was averaging about 8 to 10 feet per second faster with the same settings, same draw and everything. So I'm a firm believer with the mods, with how they designed the mod system to be more efficient that way. To me, it works out very well. So yeah, that's kind of the new rundown of the new Hoyt AX-2 29, and we're gonna try to get on the range tomorrow at our local 3D shoot, and I'm gonna see how it goes, because right now it's shooting really good. So I'm excited, and we got a lot of cool things coming up. Big shoot that's just down the road down here in 2 weeks. King of the Mound, put on by Beast Mode Archery. If you're in the Wisconsin area, if you're around Wisconsin area, look it up. Beast Mode Archery, King of the Mound at Bruce Mound, just out between Maryland and Neillsville, Wisconsin, pretty close to Hatfield. Super excited to go to that. I missed it last year, which was the first year they had it there. So I'm making it this year, and we're going to Michigan TAC up at Snow River. That's gonna be sweet. So we're gonna definitely put her through the trials this year. And their new wirework string, I was gonna bounce it off, put the unbound string on it, which I think I'm still gonna, just so I can keep this one as a good backup. But so far the string, or the peep settled really fast, so I was actually pretty impressed with that. So far, I mean, I think the string's been pretty darn good. I mean, I got really no complaints on it about anything. So, but at the same time, I kind of want to just run this string, this new wirework string, and just beat it and see how well it holds up. But we'll see. I like having a good backup string because you never know when weird things might happen. So, but yeah. So stay tuned, and you will see more out of this.